You can vlog if you want to, you can leave your kids behind. But if they don't vlog, and if you don't vlog, then they're no kids of mine.
I'm only gonna say it one more time, and then you're gonna lose the privilege to eat dinner.
Mom, if I don't eat dinner, how am I supposed to study? Eat your homework.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
And they didn't need to know it. Guess who's going back on the beanbag?
Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so.
Sorry, I just have a hard time remembering with all the concussions my mom gave me.
I think this is the reason.
I think, therefore I am.
In my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in a suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, he was like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
Do you think it's funny? Because
and then I walk out.
If you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
Goddamn right it wasn't.
If you cut one more thing in my house, I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Grandma will be so mad.
So what are you going to do?
Are you going to cut anything else? No.
I'm gonna cut that bitch in her fucking sleep.
I just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch.
Yeah, God forbid you bring your kids some frickin' food so they don't frickin' starve, you piece of crap.
And it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning.
If she does, she does.
And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
How dare you feed my kid? I'm trying to teach her a lesson. Well, what lesson's that? How not to bother their mom when she's trying to vlog. Stupid.
You're gonna pass on the sucker?
I've had enough brownie for a lifetime. I really don't.
Once you hit 99 pounds, you don't need any suckers anymore. You're too old, you're too big.
Well, yeah, Mom. Last week you called me a fat sack of lard because of it.
Pees the bed maybe like once every 8 months. Like, it's been a very long time since she wet the bed. I was like, oh, darn it, that's all right. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
Mom, I accidentally wet the bed again.
You did what?
I've been a masterful manipulator. I have manipulated using sex. I've manipulated using external rewards. I have wanted something, and I'm going to get it no matter.
Honey, please, I don't feel good. Can you please cook tonight? I really don't feel like doing it. What was that? I can't hear you from all the way back here!
Sorry to tell you this, honey, but unless you find a friend who's willing to share some of their food with you, I don't think you're going to be able to eat. But if you're not responsible for your lunch and your lunch money, that's the natural consequence. And I'm really sorry you're learning this the hard way. I will have a wonderful, yummy snack.
Yes, honey, I know you're stupid and irresponsible, but, you know, you're 7 years old now. You're supposed to know where your lunch money is at all times. It's alright, honey, don't worry. Mama's gonna have a nice meal, and when she does, she's gonna think of you.
And maybe you have a good friend who will share some of their sandwich with you or something. Russell, I'm really sorry. He sounded like he was going to cry.
And then I told him I'm not bringing him any lunch. And then he sounded like he was gonna cry. Yeah, you're right, Becky, he does sound like a little bitch.
A year ago, my daughter was saying her prayers. Eve, she was 6 years old at the time. And she was saying her prayers, and she said the cutest thing. I thought it was so cute. And I started laughing. She said, "Dear Heavenly Father, please help me to survive." And I thought it was so cute, and it just took me off guard. And I'm
not gonna tell a joke on that one because that's really messed up. If your kid is praying to survive you, how unaware do you have to be to realize that your kid is praying to survive making it out of your home? How are you touched by that? Is that just the demon that's possessed you that's like so touched by the fact that like, I'm touched that they think they can survive me and my evil? You won't make it. It's f***ed, man. Anyway, let's transition into the actual part of the video. Alright, so for the sake of this being transformative, I have to add a little bit more to it. I think I would be alright with how much I've already added to it, but I just kind of want to just make damn sure. If you haven't figured it out already, I don't know how you haven't figured it out, but today's video is about someone that I think even therapy is beyond their help, and I think this person would need a complete rewire of their brain in order to perceive the evil things that they've actually done to their own family. Or lobotomy. I think that would fit this person pretty nicely. It would at least subdue a lot of her evil behaviors. She might be a little bit brain dead, but vegetable or evil, which one of these is the lesser of two evils? But then, hopefully she wouldn't repeat any of her stupid mistakes. I say mistakes, but these aren't mistakes. This woman is a slithering serpent, and the only way to handle this snake is to bust out the lawnmower. If you haven't figured out who I'm talking about, I'm referring to Miss Ruby Franke. She's the mother and former owner of the YouTube channel 8 Passengers, which has now been deleted, thank God. Because all the footage and the clips that I've seen and that I just shown online, to me there are obvious signs that this lady is just batshit insane. Punishing her kids by not feeding them, to me that's one of the cruelest things you can do to someone, is starve them, and not only starve them, but starve them while everyone around them gets to eat. Thanks, piss in my cornflakes some more, why don't you? I remember hearing stories online about this woman, how some of her kids would have like their ribs would be visible just because of how malnourished they would be. And that just breaks my heart. Especially being a fat ass kid when I was young. Like, I can't imagine not getting my next meal. Another one of her punishments was to take her kids' bed privileges too. So for months, she basically made one of her, I think it was her oldest son, sleep on the, not on the floor, but like on a beanbag on the floor for like 7-8 months. To me, that's just insane. And that's not good for a growing, developing young man, especially since he wants to be a professional athlete. At least that's what I remember him saying at one point. So I guess we should be thankful that this woman doesn't have some kind of sweatshop or torture chamber set up in her basement somewhere, because she looks like the kind of lady that would try and feed you human flesh and then eat you so you become part of her soul or some weird crap like that. She looks like every stereotypical female antagonist in most horror films. She looks like she owns some creepy hotel somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and everyone's just going, wonder where everyone keeps going off to. They haven't come back yet. I keep hearing screams from down below me. And then her crazy ass just walks by. No, that's where we keep the goats. All the while she's staring at you with these dead piercing eyes that never blink. Like, if I haven't roasted her enough, she looks like the kind of lady that has some giant mutated murderous son chained up in a basement and she just feeds him the town's villagers. The good news, the kids have gotten away from her crazy ass and she's going to prison. Or jail. There are also stories in which one of her punishments consisted of her duct taping the kids up somehow to a chair, I believe. And she'd leave them like that, tied up. And I think it was tight enough that like the actual bindings and the duct tape would leave lacerations on these poor kids' skin. And it's like, to me, why even have kids? To me, it just seems like you hate your kids. Like, why even have them if that's how you're gonna treat them? That's no life. To me, she seems like one of those people that's irresponsible, maybe. Like, she just had a bunch of kids and like just never wanted them, so like she just resents them now. And I was like, alright, let's at least try and let's try and make the most out of this shitty situation and make a YouTube channel out of it. I can teach other people how to be a good mom. Like, what was going through her head, man? So she makes a YouTube channel, tries to monetize it, puts on a happy face to the public. Meanwhile, her kids are literally getting lashed at the homestead. Literally, like she said she's lashed her kids before. I don't know with what, but it's not exactly some terminology I'd be using when I'm punishing my kids. She just seems like a slimy person that doesn't have much concern for other people, nonetheless human life, if you won't even feed your own kids, your own flesh and blood. So, I've seen this video, I've seen this lady making her rounds on the internet, and I just wanted to rant about it for a few minutes. You guys take care. Ladies, please, don't be anything like this evil woman. Like, if you're gonna have kids, do it out of love. And to Ruby Franke, I hope they never let you out. Anyway, that's all I got for today, peeps. It's been Nick from Bandana Men speaking. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.